I'm Sebastian, and this is from Mrs. Mann's class, and I'm reading Henry and Mudge, the first book, by Cynthia. Henry had no brothers, no sisters. I want a brother, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no friends on the street. I want to live on a different street, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no pets at home. I want to have a dog, he told his parents. Sorry, they almost said. But first they looked at their house with no brothers, no sisters. They looked at their street with no children. Then they looked at Henry's face. Then they looked at each other. Okay, they said. I want to hug you, Henry told his parents. And he did. Henry searched for a dog. Not a short one, he said. Not a curly one, he said. And no pointy ears. Then he found Mudge. Mudge had floppy ears, not pointy, and Mudge had straight fur, not curly, but Mudge was short because he's a puppy, Henry said, all grown. He grew out of 7 collars in a row. And when he finally stopped growing, he weighed 180 pounds. He stood 3 feet tall, and he drooled. I'm glad you're not short, Henry said. And Mudge licked him, then sat on him. Henry used to walk to school alone. When he walked, he used to worry about tornadoes, ghosts, biting dogs, and bullies. And now when he walked through about fun, ice cream, ran, rocks, and good dreams. He walked to school, but not too fast. He walked to school and sometimes backwards. He walked to school and patted Mudge's big head happily. Mudge loved Henry's room. He loved the airsy rocks. He loved the dirty socks. He loved the stuffed bear. He loved the fish tank. But mostly, he loved Henry's bed. Because in Henry's bed was Henry. Mudge loved to climb in with Henry. Then he loved to smell him. He smelled his lemon hair. He smelled his milky mouth. He smelled his soapy ears. He smelled his chocolate fingers. Then he put his head by Henry's head and looked at the fish tank. He looked at the bear. He looked at Henry. He licked him and he fell asleep. One day, Mudge took a walk without Henry. The sun was shining. The birds were flying. The grass smelled sweet. Mudge couldn't wait for Henry, so he left. He went down the road, sniffing the bushes, then down another road, kicking up dust. He went through the field, across the stream, into the pine trees. And when he came out on the other side, he was lost. He couldn't smell Henry. He couldn't smell his front porch. He couldn't smell the street he lived on. Mudge looked around. He didn't see anything or anyone he knew. He wanted a little alone without Henry. Then he lay down alone without Henry. He missed Henry's bed. Henry thought Mudge. Would he be with him always? He thought Mudge made everything safe. He thought Mudge would never go away. And when Mudge did go away, when Henry called and called, but Mudge didn't come, Henry's heart hurt, and he cried for an hour. But when he finished crying, Henry said, "Mudge loves me. He wouldn't leave. He must be lost." So Henry walked and walked, and he called and called, and he looked and looked for his dog Mudge. He walked down the road, then down another road. The sun shone, and Henry ran through the field, calling and calling. The birds flew past. He stood beside the stream, calling and calling. And then the tears fell again as he looked at the empty pine trees for his lost dog, Mudge. He called one last time. And Mudge woke up from his lonely sleep. Then he came running. Every day when Henry woke up, he saw Mudge's big head, and every day when Mudge woke up, he saw Henry's small face. They ate breakfast at the same time. They ate supper at the same time. And when Henry was at school, Mudge just laid around and waited. Mudge never went for a walk without Henry again. And Henry never worried that Mudge would leave. Because sometimes in their dreams they saw long L-end roads, big wide fields, deep streams, and pine trees. In those dreams, Mudge was alone, and Henry was alone. So when Mudge woke up and knew Henry was with him, he remembered the dream and stayed closer. And when Henry woke up, he knew Mudge was with him, and he remembered the dream and the looking at the calling and the fear. And he never lose Mudge again. This is book Henry and Mudge, the first book. And they go on a walk, and Mudge goes on a walk first, and he goes far away where he can't smell him, can't smell his back porch. And then the boy comes along, and he walks through the fields, over the river, through the trees, and he calls one last time, and Mudge comes running. And then he screeches to a stop with Mudge and Henry. Then they went back to their house, and they said, let's never do that again. Bye.